Hi, my name is Patrick Anderson and I'm with the Mach-E vlog. I'm here with a quick news update as the Mustang Mach-E enters production. If you didn't know already, the Mustang Mach-E is entering production this month. In fact, some customer cars have already been produced. I'll have some more information on that later in the video, but first let's get to some other Mustang Mach-E news. One very cool tidbit of information is that the Mustang Mach-E won Green Car of the Year already. This award was given by the Green Car Journal, and in addition to Ford winning for the Mach-E, the F-150 also won a Green Car of the Year award for its hybrid. And I think it's a great feat for the Mustang Mach-E to pull off this win already. I'll put a link to this story and all the other news information that I have in the video down in the description. In a bit of news that actually made me chuckle, the Mach-E design team lent Bill Ford, the great-grandson of Henry Ford, a Mach-E to evaluate. Apparently, he liked it so much they actually had to plead with him to get the Mach-E back. I think that's a great sign of the success of the Mustang Mach-E team. I'm sure Bill Ford has driven many cars over the years, and the fact that he instantly fell in love with the Mach-E is a great sign for the work that the team has put into this vehicle. Something new on the financing front for the Mach-E is Ford has announced that they will have red carpet leasing for the Mach-E. Since its introduction, most people have assumed that Ford would not have red carpet leasing for the Mach-E. They thought that Ford would offer regular, regular old financing, as well as a new program called Ford Options, which is very similar to a lease, but allows you to take ownership of the car for 3 years, and you just have a balloon payment after the 3 or 4 year mark. The advantage and the difference with the Ford Options program is that you get to collect the tax credit from the federal government in the US. When leasing a vehicle, the financing companies, aka Ford, is the one that keeps ownership of the car during the lease, so you wouldn't be able to collect the tax credit. Now, other companies have dealt with this by doing some type of incentive or cash back or higher residual value so that it makes up for not having the tax credit. And that's sort of what Ford is doing here with the red carpet lease. Don't know all the details yet or how much, how it's going to work out compared to Ford Options, but at least it is an option for you now. So when you buy a Mach-E, you'll be able to finance it regular through Ford or through your credit union or bank or whoever else you want to go through. But you also have Ford Options and the normal Ford red carpet leasing. At the same time they announced that red carpet leasing would be available, they also announced the residual values at the 3 and 4 year mark. And here they are. As you can see, it's about 39 to 41% depending on which model Mach-E you get at the 3 year point. Let me scroll that back up a little bit. And at the 48-month point, it drops to 32 to 34%. The residual values, as some have noted, look fairly low if you're looking at it as like a resale value. But first of all, that's like comparing apples to oranges. Residual values are not equivalent to like a resale value. And the other thing is Ford is just being overly cautious here in dealing with their financing, trying to make sure they protect themselves. This sort of gives you an idea now of how your financing could look if you're going to do a lease or using Ford Options. If you contact your dealers, they should be able to help you calculate what your actual payment would be depending on how much you put down. Check out the link in the description for an article that talks about the residual values. And again, just contact your dealer if you have any questions. So now for some of the bigger news. If you are a fan of the Mach-E, you've probably heard of the MachE Forums. I'll put a link below to that as well. But there's a lot of good information that's exchanged on there, and sometimes you have to dig a little bit and follow a lot of different threads to get that info. But today there was some really good info released about the production of the Mach-E. One of the most anticipated bits of info about the Mustang Mach-E is whether or not it's going to meet the EPA range target of 300 miles for the extended range rear-wheel drive Mach-E. And according to some information posted on the MachE Forum today, it looks like it hit that 300-mile range. Again, this is not officially published yet. This is from an internal Ford meeting, but it looks like that target has been met. And with that in mind, it's a pretty good indicator that all of the other models will hit their target estimates as well. If you've been wondering where reviews of the Mach-E are at, it looks like they are finally getting the Mustang Mach-E into reviewers' hands. Apparently CNET took a drive of the Mach-E And according to the information posted, it sounds like CNET had nothing but rave reviews for the Mach-E and says that the build quality is excellent. Other reviewers are going to get their hands on the car the week of Thanksgiving as well as early December. So there should be a lot of reviews coming out about the Mach-E pretty darn soon. As for actual production news, it seems like Ford is overcoming, what a lot of factories are dealing with, and that's supply issues. They've overcome all of those, and they've actually built about 1,600 Mustang Mach-E's already. And even better news, these Mach-E's are going to be shipped to dealers starting next week, the week of Thanksgiving. You can also see on the MachE Forum that some customers have reported that their cars, they've gotten information that they've actually been built. They still have to go through a process called OK to Buy, and that's where Ford and government officials actually inspect the cars, make sure that they're cleared and good to go for customers. That's expected to come next week. And then after that, it'll be shipped to the dealers and then out to, of course, customers. If all goes well, it looks like the first customers could be in their Mach-E's by December 7th. Well, that's all the news I have for now, but as you can tell, that was some big important news for the Mustang Mach-E. And from what I hear, the week of Thanksgiving, there's going to be a lot more news released. And on December 1st, the order banks open up for the Mustang Mach-E GT. And on that date, we're also expecting to get a lot more information about the GT as well. So it's going to be a busy couple of weeks, so stay tuned. And with that, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. I'll be releasing more of these news updates as soon as I get any information. And also hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. It helps me out and it helps this channel grow. Thanks a lot and talk to you soon.